Hello, everybody.
Alan. Okay, next tutorial. Next video.
Yes.
I'm sorry about that.
All right. So we just got back from watching.
X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Yes, we did.
It was an amazing movie.
I loved it. It was so amazing, so entertaining, so well thought out, so well written. But we'll get more. We'll get more into that as the video goes on. All right.
Quick. Okay, let's just give you a few little things that we thought about the movie. Okay. Well, in my regards, it was a very interesting movie. It was very intense. It was a very deep plot. Something deeper than I've seen. And well, actually, I haven't seen the X-Men movies in quite a while. So it was very interesting, this plot.
Wait. Anyway.
Yes.
All right. Spoilers ahead. We might as well tell you that right now. If you don't want to know about the spoilers, then please you can cut the video here, or you can keep watching if you don't mind the spoilers. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did I like about this movie? The sets. There are some things that I have grown come to learn in watching Marvel movies, and that is one thing that they all have in common is a Marvel sass, as I like to call it. What is that? You know, the snarky comments, the sassy comments, obviously. And in this movie, we get so much sass. We get it from Wolverine, we get it from Mystique, Raven, whatever you want to call her. We get some from young Charles Xavier.
Yeah, Charles.
We get a plenty from Eric, like sass all over the place. And what I love about it is that the story is so deep, it's so meaningful. Like you go back in time, you go forward in time, and everything intertwines, which is something that I really love about the Marvel movies. That everything intertwines with everything so great that in the end you get this amazing story. You get this amazing plot line. You get this amazing just like follow up of all the events. And in the end they all tie together. And that's what I really loved about it. The casting. I loved the casting. Charles Xavier.
It's James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart as young and old Charles. It was amazing. I love that this one scene where young Charles sort of puts himself into Logan's mind and communicates with his older self.
I love the part.
Then there's Michael and Ian as young and old Magneto. Which okay, I have to say this right now. Wait, what's his name? No, Eric, you little shit. I love Eric. I like him as a character. I would like him as a person, but oh my god, he's like Loki, sort of,
Yes.
with those trying to rule. And at that point, well, at one point, I think Eric realized. I remember well, Eric realized that that humans and mutants have to coexist at one point, or else we're fucked.
Basically.
Yes.
All right. So about the casting, we're still on that. One thing I really enjoyed was Jennifer Lawrence's acting as Mystique.
Oh, Jennifer
She was
Lawrence,
amazing.
Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique and Raven or whatever was really amazing because before I saw the X-Men movies, even though she did do X-Men First Class before Hunger Games, I had only seen her in the Hunger Games. And as Katniss, she's more... Well, considering Katniss is a teenager, it's more... You sort of find it more relatable with Katniss well, not really relatable with having to kill people, but anyway. Then at Mystique, it's a lot deeper because Mystique is a very mysterious character. She has a very... I think she has tragic backstory. I don't know her backstory. But it's really interesting seeing her go from this 16-year-old girl to this, 20-something-year-old woman.
Yeah, she has a lot of sides to her that she likes to that I've seen that she explores as an actress, and I loved it because as he said, I've only seen her as Katniss, and I've known about some of her roles, but without getting too much into that, I can just say that she's an amazing actress. Well, let's not say amazing that as often. She's a really good actress. She's just a wonderful actress.
She's a wonderful actress.
Yes, she is. Now about the casting, the gang's back.
Most of the other characters from the first three movies. Bobby, I don't know what the actor's name is. Kit Ellen Page as Kitty. Well, they call her Kitty. She's Shadowcat, if I remember well. It's Halle Berry as Storm. Who else? I forgot what is his name. The dude that plays Colossus. I like to think his name is Colossus. The dude that turns into titanium.
Yes, we got Hugh Jackman as well.
Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine.
He practically, I want to say that he carries most of the movie on his shoulders, but
yes.
wow with him, with the way they incorporate Wolverine into the story is just wow.
He's very important in this movie, considering that the fact that he's the one that they had to send back in time.
Yes, and when you see why they have to send him back in time specifically, it's just like okay,
It's like,
wow,
wow.
really. Okay, so what else can we say about that?
Well, just one last quick little thought. What they did in this movie with sending Wolverine back in time is sort of what happened in Assassin's Creed. I don't know if anyone watching this video has played Assassin's Creed, but what happened in Assassin's Creed is that they use this dude's ancestors' memories to see what happened, and I don't think they changed anything. They just need to see. And it's very interesting the fact that Kitty is the one that does this. That she's the one that sends their consciousness back in time. And since I don't read comics or watch cartoons of X-Men or actually anything, I didn't know that Kitty had this ability.
That was really quite a new.
It was quite interesting the fact that
Yeah,
she
it was
could do
quite
that.
new. Action. This movie has quite a lot of it.
As a Marvel and X-Men movie, it's very action-packed.
It actually begins with an action scene, which is like, okay, so cool.
Well, not exactly action, but it's sort of an intense opening scene.
It has twists and turns. It has a plot twist. It has that amazing Marvel spark. Okay, that not amazing. Another word.
Well,
That
yeah.
really cool Marvel spark that we've come to know and love, which I really, really enjoyed in many
Yes.
ways.
Now what?
All right, so now
Okay.
what else can we say? Ratings. What can I say about the rating?
That's until later.
Okay, fine. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. All right, observations.
Okay.
What observations can I make about this movie?
I'm just gonna,
Okay, I'm just gonna focus on the movie because
Yes.
the only movies that I've seen of X-Men are X-Men 1, 2, and 3, the entire trilogy.
Yes.
I didn't see First Class, and I haven't really read really any comics, but just this movie is well,
It is quite informative.
yes,
of
it's quite
the X-Men
of
universe.
basically everything. When we actually know like well where does this come from? Where does the other thing come from? For example, big spoiler ahead. I don't know. I don't big spoiler for the movie. Charles Xavier doesn't have his powers in this movie, and
Yes.
he doesn't channel them, and well, he blocks them out.
Until quite a while into the movie.
Yes, and he actually gets them back, and in one part, he actually kind of fries Cerebro.
Uh-huh.
So, any observations that I could make are really not really anymore because it's just so cool.
Yes.
It's Marvel. What do you expect?
Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of the movie. If let's just say to prepare you. Okay, so opening scene, you see that Earth or maybe just United States, because usually just happens in the United States.
Oh,
all
and
this
it
shit.
begins in New York. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, and yeah, does it begin?
Yes, it begins in New York.
Yes, it begins
and then
in
we
New
go
York.
to Moscow and then China.
Yes, and it begins there, and you see that the whole world is in ruins. Turns out that, okay, I'm gonna fuck it. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just very confused. Anyway, there are only very few mutants left. Those mutants include Storm, Charles, Eric, Wolverine, Kitty, Bobby, and these other three. I forget which one is which. There's one dude that looks like Nightwing from DC. This one chick, Blink, that she can open portals. And this other dude, I think his name is Warsharp? I don't know. Anyway, so there are one of the humans left, and they meet to. They're going, and it's very interesting what they do. That Kitty can send this dude's consciousness back in time to warn them of attacks of the Sentinels, which are these robots that were created to destroy mutants. Anyway, that happened, and then they had to send someone back in time because turns out that what happened because of Sentinels, because Mystique killed this dude, Peter Dinklage's character. I think his name was Trask. She killed Peter Dinklage's character, therefore making it obvious that they needed the Sentinels.
Because what happened, sorry for the interruption again, because what happened was that Mystique, in that timeline, in 1973,
In the original timeline.
she killed Trask. And that only proved Trask's point that much more, that they actually did need the Sentinels to
And-
rid themselves of the mutants.
And the mutants were a great threat.
And then everything just went crazy.
Yes. Okay, so that happens. They had to send Wolverine back in time because he's the only one physically fit enough to withstand it. Because even though that Charles is very intelligent and he has a very powerful mind, physically, considering he's really old, he couldn't really withstand all that strain on his mind. Anyway, they send Wolverine back in time. He has to go get Charles. And turns out that how do I say this? So Hank created a serum which suppresses his mutation that makes him blue and beastly, and he using that serum, well, a compound of that serum, he makes it so it treats Charles' spine and makes him able to walk on, but it blocks all his powers.
So it's like legs or brains.
Mind over matter. He chose matter at that point.
But he chose it because he wanted to block
Yes.
out the pain.
Yes.
What I understood was that he was heartbroken because he lost
Because of what happened with Raven and
and Eric.
Eric and the
Yes.
other mutants. Okay, this is turning out way too long of a rundown, so let's just skip the rundown of the movie.
But what can we say? Well, after that, well, you know,
It's a very intense
the same
movie.
old thing. They go back in time to try and fix the future. Something obviously goes wrong and they slip up,
Yes.
but then everything always falls back into place,
Yes.
which is what, if you wanted to know, big spoiler ahead.
Yes.
Yes, it does happen. Everything gets fixed back to normal.
Everything gets fixed.
And the end. Oh my gosh,
The
the
ending.
end. It was so amazing. It was
So much feels.
sweet. The ending was
Oh yes,
sweet.
the ending.
I loved it.
That rundown was useless. I'm sorry, but that was useless.
But if you want to get to know, if you wanted to know more information about that, you do. All right. So rating.
Okay.
This rating,
Rating.
definitely got a 10 on my
Yes.
scale. Yes, it got a 10 because the action was good, the storyline was good, the cast was great, everything was wonderful, and I left the theater with a big smile on my face.
Anyway, I'm just gonna give my criteria real quick. Okay, I say this every single video. Ever since Witch Store, I've been looking for 3 criteria in every movie I watch, which are feels, badassery, and sass. Feels, as with every Marvel movie since Avengers, since Iron Man, because I did get feels with Iron Man, it gives me feels. There's a lot of feels. You get feels because of Wolverine, I think. You get feels because of Charles, because
so
of Eric, because of a lot of characters, and a lot more with Raven because she's sort of focal point in this movie.
Yes, she
Okay,
is.
badassery. Oh, there's so much badassery. Wolverine is badass. Hank is badass. Raven is badass. I love her. She's sort of like my favorite X-Men character at this point. Quicksilver, which this is his second appearance in a Marvel works because he was in the after credits scene in Captain America 2.
Oh, yes.
Quicksilver, well, he wasn't actually badass, but he was awesome, and I love him. Anyway, who else was badass? Eric. Oh wait, I already said Eric. There was a lot of badassery in this movie. Then there's the sass. Yes, there was plenty of sass. There was sass from Wolverine. I think that yes, from Charles, from Raven, from. Well, actually, there was quite a lot of sass, but
From Eric.
I don't think there was. I don't
Yes,
think there
there
was
was.
quite that much sass from Eric,
Oh,
but there
and
was
there's
sass.
this. What's the guy's name? The fast one.
They call him. His name is Peter, but they call him Quicksilver.
Oh, thank you. That guy.
Quicksilver.
Thank you. I didn't know who he was. Pardon my ignorance. I really liked his character. I enjoyed it very much.
He
brings a lot of comic relief.
He was a very fun character.
Really fun to watch.
Yes.
All right. So rating definitely a 10. What about you?
I give it a 10 as well. Well, the ending sort of left something to be desired, but I think that's just a build up for a third movie in this series. And it was a very interesting movie. Nothing was really left unresolved. Well, at least the ending was a cliffhanger, probably for a third movie. Yes, but my rating was a 10.
We hope it was a cliffhanger. Anyway, so this has been the review. Our poor
after movie overview of X-Men. Days of Future Past.
Yes, and we hope you liked it. And thank you for sticking with us for the 13 minutes of this video. Sorry for making it so long. We haven't really gotten that used to cutting and making it short. Anyway, as anybody would say, be sure to
rate, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz.
A shout out to Pink Stylist. We love his videos.
Charlie.
We love Charlie.
Okay.
I don't know, and that's all we wanted to say. All right, so thank you very much, and have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.